Your body is the canvas. Your movement is the brush. Your soul is the artist, and your dance becomes an art. I was sitting at a cafe gazing upon a poster hanging on a wall. It was a Monet. Some college students came over and began discussing the poster. They seemed troubled by the symbolism and the use of color, so I decided to interrupt. After I explained what I saw, one of them said to me, "Are you a dancer?" The way you explained the brushstroke, the way you moved your hand, and the passion you have shown just brings this art to life. At that moment, I realized, just as an artist can paint a beautiful picture, we as humans can create a beautiful picture simply through dance. As dancers, we are artists, and we bring stories to life, just as artists do. Da Vinci's Last Supper is a great example of this. Although he was not present at the time in history, his masterpiece draws us into that time nevertheless. We feel what Da Vinci felt when he painted the artwork. We feel what the disciples have felt at that Last Supper. A dancer can also recreate a narrative, but enacts it in the present. As a dancer, I feel that I become the medium that connects the past to the present, whether I represent a warrior, a village girl, or symbolize an entity in nature, such as a bird or plant. When people see us dance, we take them on a journey. We show them history, and our movements becomes the brushstrokes that can recreate history. Since ancient times, the ceremony of the dance, the where, why, and how it was performed tells a story of people. It tells of their culture, their beliefs, their interaction with the environment, and their perception of nature. Preserving the ancient rituals and passing dance to the next generation connects us with our ancestors, and it helps us to embrace our heritage. I grew up immersed in the Persian and Azerbaijani culture. Both my mother and my grandmother were my main dance instructors and mentors. They were dancers, musicians, and poets. As a child, in the early 1980s, travel to Iran was not safe. While others escaped the war-torn cities and took refuge in nearby villages for safety, I wanted to go to Iran to explore. During the time when the lights would black out, my grandmother would gather us around and tell us folk tales, stories of the ancient rituals, legendary goddesses, the brave acts of the women warriors, and the mystic Persian poetries fascinated me. It was those legends and poetries that shaped me the way I am today and introduced me to the arts of the ancient world. During my teenage years, I was inspired by the sacred dance practices of Iran. I learned that these dances were founded on myth and symbolism. Throughout my life, and still today, my research trips to Iran and Central Asia have enabled me to experience living sacred and folk dance tradition, and to see how dancing is still a part of life for ordinary people. In these villages, I discovered that dance is a traditional practice within each life events, from births to funerals. You see, dance is not just entertainment, but an everyday ritual. Dance has appeared on rocks, potteries, frescoes for thousands of years. This shows that ritual dance was deeply spiritual and the primary means of healing and unification for ages. Dance and whirling enhances the meditative and spiritual experience. It may be a group experience among many dancers or a private spiritual practice. Observers may take part in the experience rhythmically chanting, drumming, singing, moving, or just simply by watching or listening. Whether dancing or watching, the mental and physical healing power of both dance and meditation is combined in sacred dance. But sacred dance means little if it's not experienced. One can pick up a book and judge it by its size or cover. But one needs to open and read the book for its ideas, passion, and knowledge to be conveyed. Also, one can talk about a dance but never fully convey the music, the movement, or the emotion in the dance. When I am dancing or whirling, it is a beautiful feeling, as if I am connected with my ancestors. When I step into the ritual of sacred dance, I feel that I become the messenger of the dance. I ask the dance to take over me, and I become that entity. This is why sacred dance becomes devotional. You are no longer in control. The energy is in control of you. Sacred dance and whirling, and the practice of devotion, healing, and meditation originated thousands of years ago with the ancient Persians using it as a way of connecting the body and soul. Today, Sufis use it as a powerful meditation ritual with music, mystic poetry, and movement. Based on this century-old Sufi tradition, spinning yourself about an axis can unite the heart, mind, and body. In the book of Cyropedia, written by Xenophon, who was a disciple of Socrates, it is mentioned, Cyrus offered sacrifice according to the law, and led the sacred dance of his Persians after the manner of his forefathers. There's no way of knowing what exactly this dance was, but we can be absolutely sure it was a ritual sacred dance and whirling as opposed to just an improvised dance. Ancient Persians and Babylonian sacred dances had a lot of movements that manifested the energies of wind, fire, and water elements, as well as the sacred geometry found in nature. To the ancients, each element was sacred. In a sacred circle, dancers and observers all gather and practice in a ritual of dance, music, and movement. As the community participates, no one person is a stranger. We become a companion on the same journey. But this sense of connection isn't possible for someone who's watching a dance on YouTube, or who's outside in the room who cannot be seen or felt by the gathering. If you watch a dance on YouTube, one might relive the passion on the dance, but you cannot feel the connection with other dancers. Dance and spirituality share an important connection. Dance was the first form of worship. It is the oldest, most elemental form of spiritual expression. All arts began as a ritual and a respectful expression. And because dance was essential in the rituals of worship, dance is the mother of all arts. Dance helps us understand cultural differences. It helps us understand more about our past. We need to protect and create resources for people to understand more about the reality of this art form, so that it can help enable local populations by ensuring that their culture and ethnic history is being preserved. Dance is a dialogue among cultures, a universal language. It helps us understand about our past, about our history, and about our own being. It is a beautiful art that can take away any pain and put a smile on someone's face. As one witnesses the beauty and the beliefs of the ancients in dance, we rediscover ourselves, find healing, find unity, and find simplicity in our world, regardless of the complications of modern civilization. Dance has created beauty and harmony in my life. I hope that dance can create beauty and harmony in your life. Now I invite all of you to stand up. Put your hand on your heart. Close your eyes. And take a deep breath. Let go of your thoughts. Now listen to the rhythm of your heart. And let it move you. Turn in place, if you can. Let the rhythm move your body. And you can slowly open your eyes. You see, you don't have to be trained as a dancer to naturally experience the joy and healing element of dance, just as our ancient ancestors discovered this ages ago. Explore, practice, and preserve these dances, and you will bring awareness, understanding, and healing into your life. Thank you.